15 minutes. That's nothing, right? For a moment, just think about how quickly 15 minutes passes. Go ahead, we'll give you a second. Now, what if we told you 15 minutes could change your life? Welcome to 15-Minute Transformation with Shana James. 15 minutes out of your day could help transform your mindset, your habits, and your lifestyle. If you're looking to improve your relationships, boost your productivity, or just be happier and more fulfilled, get ready for practical insights and inspiration that you can use right now. 15 minutes to change your life. This is 15-Minute Transformation with Shana James.
Hey, I'm your host, Shana James, and I'm excited to be with you as we conclude our series this week on You 2.0. You 2.0 is about us leveling up and becoming better versions of ourselves, becoming that better us with new features, with a better outlook, with new opportunities that are coming to available to us. And today, I'm going to talk to you about the last step in our You 2.0 series. And we've talked about in our first couple of steps. The first is dreaming, just taking time for 15 minutes a day just to dream about where we want to be. And the second step was looking at what's our why? Why do we want to get where we're trying to be? Then our third step is being able to write down the goals and the action items that will create the lifestyle that we want to support those dreams. And then yesterday we talked about dealing with the snatch man, those time stealers. And if you've missed any of those episodes, then feel free to just go back in the podcast and listen to those. Because they are very, very helpful. Well, today I want to talk about celebrating the new you. I want to talk today about celebrating You 2.0. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I think sometimes, we wait until we have achieved perfectly all of the goals that we have, and we don't celebrate the journey. We celebrate the destination, but we never celebrate the journey. And so I know that you're probably not where you want to be after just 4 or 5 days of doing this, right? But what I want to do is get us to start celebrating the improvement that's happening in our lives, because what it will do is it will wire our brains to tell us that we're doing something good. We're doing a good job. So today we're going to talk about how to celebrate the new you. And you might feel like, well, I haven't done anything this week worth celebrating, but we want to reflect on how far you've come. I mean, if you've taken time to dream, now you've got a dream. If you've taken time to figure out your why, now you at least know why you're doing what you're doing. If you've taken time to write down goals, come on, somebody, let's celebrate. Because some of us ain't written no goals down in forever. And then some of us, we just needed to revise them. And if you've decided that, hey, there are some areas of my life where I don't want the snatch man to take my time because I want to put them towards my goals, then let's celebrate that. Now, I'm not saying that you need to celebrate every second of every day to the point where you don't do anything. But what I am saying is we're so hard on ourselves so many times. So many times we're just really beating ourselves up about what we're not doing. Do you know, I think we talked in one episode about how you have like 60 to 80,000 negative self-talks in a day, and something like 80% of those are negative. And so we are so many of us are so good at telling ourselves what we have not done. Like most of us will look at our to-do list. If we have 10 things on the to-do list and we get 6 of those done, we will complain and be mad at ourselves for not doing the other 4. Even though we've got 60% of things done, we've accomplished quite a bit. Or maybe if we look at that list and we only got one thing off, but that one thing was just really hard to do, then we don't celebrate. Or maybe it wasn't even that it was really hard to do. It was just the fact that this was a rough day. At least I got something done. We don't celebrate that. If you didn't get anything done, maybe it's just by saying, I'm alive, y'all. Some days I knew as a single mom, it was just like, I'm just here. At least I'm still showing up. At least I'm still in my right mind. We need to celebrate us, and we need to celebrate what we have accomplished and what God has allowed us to accomplish. We cannot sit back and not celebrate the small victories. And I'll be honest with you that I think that many times, if we don't celebrate those small victories, nobody will. Nobody will. I mean, we downplay so much. We downplay so much of our accomplishments. And I don't even realize how much I did it. My husband had to say, to me, I want to celebrate this. And I'm like, why are we, like, you did a good job of that. I'm like, why are you telling me that? And he's like, because I don't think you tell yourself that enough. And I was like, you know what? He's right. And when I don't tell myself that enough, I beat myself up with what I don't do. And then it doesn't allow me, watch this, to keep working towards or wanting to work towards those next steps to get me where I want to be. And so it's important to celebrate where you are and to celebrate your achievements, because if you don't celebrate them, then it could demotivate you from wanting to move forward. I believe the book that talks about this a lot that I read was Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg, I believe. And in this book, one of the things he talks about is like how our brain is wired for like a reward center. Like, so if we think about it, that dopamine is that thing we get when we smoke or when we use drugs, and we've talked about it, and it creates this high and we chase it, but it also comes with sugar when we eat it. But dopamine also gets released when we do something well and we feel good about ourselves and we celebrate a victory or something. And so we want to chase that high. But what he's saying is a lot of times the habits that we need to create in our life to reach the goals that we need to achieve or to have the lifestyle that we want, those habits don't get celebrated. So since they're not celebrated, dopamine is not released, and we don't create a sense of joy surrounding doing those habits each and every day. So we stop doing them. So he used, for example, going to go work out. Like a lot of people don't like to work out. I know some of y'all workout junkies are like, I love working out. Well, kudos to you, you little workout junkie. Not everybody is like that. Not trying to be mean, but it's true. But what he said is he was like, let's create a tiny habit that just moves us toward the lifestyle we want. So that tiny habit may be just putting on your tennis shoes and your workout clothes every day. He's like, maybe it's just setting your tennis shoes by the door and saying, I'm going to put on my tennis shoes. These are my workout shoes, and I'm going to put them on. And whether I go out to work out or not, at least I put the tennis shoes on. And he says more often than not, you'll take one action by putting the tennis shoes on to move into another action and say, well, I might as well get in the car. To move to another action saying, well, I might as well go for that walk or just get to the gym or whatever. And he says, just by doing that, you celebrate yourself. Then once you do that, once you put those shoes on, then begin to celebrate. Look, hey, I put my shoes on today. Now you're like, but I didn't actually work out. It doesn't matter, because if I put the shoes on, it's going to lead to the next action, which may be getting out the door. But I need to celebrate that small victory. And sometimes that celebration may be just a high five to myself. Kudos, girl, you put them shoes on. You did that. Then you take them shoes off and go back to the couch. And then the next day you're like, I put the shoes on and I just sat down. And he's saying, even if you just develop the habit of putting the shoes on, eventually you're going to connect that to the next step. So celebrate each of the achievements so that it helps you. Don't wait till you get to the end to celebrate it, because you're not going to create the habits you need to continue to do to get to the end of the celebration or the victory, right? So celebrate yourself, celebrate all of those small victories, and also celebrate the big ones. I will say this, I've written 6 books, and most people will say, that's so amazing. I don't celebrate that. I write a book, I'll put it on Amazon, and I don't celebrate. I don't do I should do like a launch party, and I should be like, hey, because it's a major achievement, but I downplay it so much. And I think it causes me to dread writing the next book. Like, I don't want to write another one. And if I do, oh gosh, it's just, because I don't put a joy with that big task. So in addition to putting a joy to the small task, you also need to put a joy surrounding the big achievements as well. I think for every goal that you have written down this week, one of the things that you can do in 15 minutes today is say, well, when I achieve this, let's say it's not achieving the goal of reaching the $1 million in my business, but maybe the goal is getting out, 100 pitches this month. So I send 25 pitches a week, and each week I send 25 pitches. I celebrate in some way. What is that celebration? I'm going to tell you, you don't have to put it around food, but if that's your thing, go get food. But you can celebrate it by saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to take myself and take 5 extra minutes and go by myself and do something that I enjoy, like just by going to the park or going for a walk because I enjoy that. Or I'm going to celebrate this by maybe giving myself listening to my favorite music just with guilt free without worrying, or giving myself 5 minutes of watching YouTube extra today, or just something to celebrate what you've done. Like I have goals, and some of the bigger ones, my things are like, I want to do a photo shoot, like if I reach my goal towards my financial goal by putting out so many things, or if I get so many pitches out in a month, then maybe I'm gonna take myself and get dressed up and take some photos of myself. When I get to a certain financial goal, maybe take myself and get a real photographer and a makeup artist and get my hair done, the whole thing. But find ways to celebrate each of those goals. What will you do? How will you celebrate? Maybe a part of it is I'm gonna buy myself something. Maybe it's small, maybe it's big. But buying yourself something may be the treat. Instead of like, you want to buy a new outfit, tell yourself, I'm not going to buy myself that new outfit until I do these 100 pitches, or until I write 15 pages on my book. And then I'm going to go buy the outfit. You knew you were going to buy the outfit anyway, but you're creating spaces